Hello people, welcome to 21st tutorial in the C programming series. Hi again. In this tutorial we'll learn about the two-dimensional arrays. And one thing before we proceed, I got cold now, so my voice may sound a bit weird, a bit different on the microphone, so sorry for that. Now anyway, in the last tutorial we kind of got sidetracked. We discussed about the placeholders, but before that we were discussing a few things on arrays. So technically speaking, what we discussed then will be called one-dimensional arrays, because the array is represented like this in a linear form, hence the name one dimension, not one direction. So we can extend the same concept of one-dimensional arrays into two-dimensional arrays, just as we extend the concept of a straight line into a plane. So that would look something like this. So this is how a two-dimensional array looks like, and compared to a one-dimensional array. Two-dimensional arrays are very useful in many cases, and they reduce the complexity of the problem in many cases. So let's start learning about them. Now, just as we used to refer to a place of a one-dimensional array using something like a of 2, a of 5, so on, similarly we can refer to a location in the two-dimensional array, in the two-dimensional matrix, in a similar fashion. So if we had 3 rows and 2 columns and maybe 3 columns like this, the naming convention would be A00, A01, A02, A10, so on, and all the way till A2, 2. In this, you can see in each bracket, a square bracket, there are 2 numbers essentially, and the first number will represent the row position, and the second one refers to the column position. So using these indices, we can address a value in the two-dimensional matrix. So let's take this array as an example, which has 4 rows and 5 columns. And so now if I want to locate the element 2, 4, where would it be? So think about it. 2, 4, row number 3 and column number 5. Why 3 and 5 and not 2 and 4? Because the indices start with 0 and not 1. We covered all this in the arrays video. So it would be 3rd row and the 5th column. And similarly we can get the index of any element in this whole 2x2 array. So that's all for the theory. Now let's see how we actually denote a two-dimensional array in a program. So we usually denote a one-dimensional array like this, int a of 3. That would give us an array named a with 3 elements. So how would we represent a two-dimensional array? Make a guess. Now it's simple. We'll just say a int a 3 and 4 like this. It's just an extension from one-dimensional arrays, as we just learned. So that's it. That's how we denote, we define a two-dimensional array in the program. So what will this do? 3, 4. This will create a two-dimensional array in the memory with 3 rows and 4 columns. 3 and 4. So total number of elements in this two-dimensional array would be 3 times 4, that would be 12. So 12 elements are there in this array. So yeah, that's it for this tutorial. This tutorial is a short one on the basic concepts of two-dimensional array, how we can perceive them, and how we can use the concepts we learned in one-dimensional arrays to see a relevance and analogy in the two-dimensional space. So that's been this tutorial. The next tutorial we'll see a couple of sample programs illustrating a few cases or to initialize the array, just as we learned in the one-dimensional arrays case. So yeah, thanks for watching. Give a thumbs up if you like this video, and to be able to see all my upcoming videos, click on the subscribe button. Bye.